I'm Matt from Unlimited. Welcome to this Q&A. Hello there. Hi guys, what's up? How have you been? How you doing? What's up everybody? Time for another Q&A. I haven't done one in a while. I apologize for that. It gets to a point where, and I realized this mistake eventually, that when you do so many Q&As, you're not going to get that many questions because you've pretty much seen every sort of question known to man, whatever the case may be. It gets to a point where these Q&As get overexposed, and I don't want to overexpose myself. I don't want to overexpose those videos, so every once in a while, I'm going to be doing a Q&A of some sort. No special schedule, no special time, just when I feel up to it, I'm going to do a Q&A, and you guys are going to be notified in the description box down below of whatever video that I choose to put this in when there will be a Q&A. But I did announce yesterday that there will be a WrestleMania Q&A today, so here I am today to do it. Information... well, let me rephrase that. I'm going to give you some information about some upcoming Q&As. This is a WrestleMania-themed Q&A. I figured since we're in the season, why not do one? There are going to be more of them in the next couple of weeks. Again, I'll let you know when. But I'm planning on doing a WWE Hall of Fame Q&A, and then another general WrestleMania Q&A. But again, those are in the future. Right now, let's focus on this Q&A, damn it. I'm not excited at all for WrestleMania. Luckily, I have some questions from past WrestleManias, and I also have some questions that have nothing to do with WrestleMania that I just feel like answering because I like them. So we'll kick it off with TJ Rules. My man asks, if Braun Strowman was a guest on your show, what would you do? Whatever he would like. I'm not sitting here taking a beat down from Strowman because we're going to run this show my way. No, we're going to run this show Braun Strowman's way. If Stone Cold offered you a beer, would you drink it or pass? What do you think? What on earth do you think? Stone Cold, the beer drinker of beer drinkers. What the hell would you do? I'm taking that beer. I don't care if I get wasted. I don't care if I get hammered. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin, and he's handing you a beer. I think you say yes to that. If Chris Jericho was part of the NBA, what team do you think he would be on? I guess all signs point to the Raptors. Maybe the Knicks. I don't know. If Bray Wyatt If Bray Wyatt made his amusement park, what would you call it? Okay, so made an amusement park. What would I call it? World Eaters Entertainment? I don't know. If Brock Lesnar was a women's champion, what would your thoughts on him winning? What would be your thoughts on him winning the title? Excuse me. It would probably make me stop watching wrestling completely. That sounds hysterical. At the same time, it also sounds ridiculous. But thank you, TJ, for the questions, and I want you to ask some more just like those. I don't care how crazy they are, just do it. It never gets old. Brian Colinari, thoughts on how the Festival of Friendship will add up to WrestleMania? Who cares? You know the direction they're going. So here's my question to you. Who cares? A segment that was well put together and executed well, is going to result in a U.S. title match at Mania. Do you think we're going to see another multi-man ladder match this year? Probably. I would like to see a cruiserweight title ladder match, or I would like to see a Money in the Bank ladder match. I don't know why that went away from WrestleMania. Thoughts on the Neville Aries cruiserweight title match being rumored for Mania? I have one thought on this match. It's going on the pre-show. Your thoughts on the Dark Horse... Okay, wait. What potential match in the mid-card do you think will steal the show? It doesn't help that, I don't know the full card, but... I don't know if any of them can. You know you're getting Brock and Goldberg for the title or without the title. You know you're getting probably Taker and Roman Reigns. You're probably getting Ambrose and Corbin. You're probably getting Cena and Miz in some capacity. You're going to maybe, or if you don't go that way, you're going to get Miz and Bryan, and I don't want to see that. Going to get Owens Jericho. So I don't know if any of them are going to steal the show, honestly. I'm not excited for this WrestleMania. I'm really not. The two title matches that look to be happening, like I said, we still have a while to go, but the title matches that are being predicted, that are being projected to happen, I'm not interested in either of them. Goldberg and Brock, I would have been interested if they kept it without the title. But you all know that's the direction they're going at Fastlane. You all know. I don't like the idea of Goldberg as a champion, and I don't like the idea of Brock as a champion. So, but mid-card matches that could steal the show. If they do a ladder match, that'll probably do it. But other than that, I don't know. I really don't know. Does he have any other questions? Better dream match, Rock Hogan WrestleMania 18 or Cena Rock WrestleMania 28? Oh, Rock Hogan. Not even close. Cena and Rock had great appeal to it, and it was a great match. But Rock and Hogan, that's a match some thought would have never happened. Once you knew Rock was coming back in 2011, if you didn't do the Rock Cena match, that's ridiculous. You had no idea Hogan was going to come back to the WWE. You didn't know. Everyone thought WCW was the end, and that was it. But when he came back to the WWE, you had to do Hogan versus Rock, or you had to do Hogan versus Austin. And the WWE did that. And the WWE managed to get 68,000 people to turn on The Rock and cheer for Hulk Hogan in one of the greatest WrestleMania matches in history. And I'll stand by that. Best Rock Austin WrestleMania match, 15, 17, or 19? 15. 15. 19 second. 17, no opinions on it, don't care about it. Best ladder match, including TLC matches at Mania. Well, since you included TLC matches, you're going to have to go TLC 2 at Mania 17. Once you include TLC matches, there really is no argument. But a straight up ladder match, you can always go back to the inaugural one, Shawn versus Razor. I don't know if there's going to be any counter argument to that. I mean, you can argue for the Money in the Bank ladder matches, but there was one original Money in the Bank. There's one original ladder match, and it was Shawn versus Razor. So I'm going to go with that. Best cage match in Mania history includes cell matches. Well, once again, since you include cell matches, WrestleMania 28, Triple H Undertaker with Shawn as the ref. The other Hell in a Cell matches sucked. And there really haven't been that many cage matches. I think there wasn't there only one in WrestleMania history, or maybe two. I don't know. I got to double check on that. But yeah, once you include Hell in a Cell, there's really no argument. Because what can top Undertaker and Triple H? Taker and Big Boss Man? Taker and Shane? Nah. Thoughts on WrestleMania 2000? What was the best match on that pay-per-view? And what are your thoughts on the hardcore title scramble match? WrestleMania 2000 was not good. Best match on the show was the ladder match. And the hardcore scramble match would have been better if the finish wasn't botched. I love the hardcore title and the stipulations involving the hardcore title, that it must be defended 24/7, but at the same time, there was some stupid stuff done with it, and that was one of them. That match was not that good. It was too much of a cluster, and then the finish was botched, and there we go. What else? Does he have any others? No, Angel Ernest. Who do you think will surprise us the most at Mania? If Bryan comes back, that'll surprise me. I didn't expect that. I don't really want it, but that alone, in him actually being able to come back, will surprise me. Who should be the next Undertaker, or should there be another Undertaker? By this, I mean unbeatable at WrestleMania. No. Absolutely not. And if you think that if the WWE was going to go with an Undertaker-like character, they've already screwed up with Bray Wyatt by having him lose every single Mania match that he's been in. So yeah, no, I don't think there should be another Undertaker. There's only one Undertaker. There was only one streak. It's over, and he's going to retire soon anyways, and he's going to be over too. What else? If I were to play a drinking game during Mania for every time someone said WrestleMania, how many shots would I take? I don't know an exact number, but I know for a fact that you'd be lucky to be alive. You would be lucky to be alive. That's how many times Mania is going to be said. Let's see. Angel, have any other questions? No. Paul Andrebiello, thoughts on Randy being in the Wyatt family? Do you think it has benefited both him and Bray? I'm going to change this question up a bit. The question that I just read said, do you think it has benefited both him and Bray, him being in the Wyatt family? Let me change it up a bit, just a little bit. Do you think Randy Orton's political skills have benefited both him and Bray? And the answer is yes. Randy Orton won the Royal Rumble and Bray Wyatt is the world champion. Genius. An absolute genius. And like the Schleg Daddy says, BCRB, Breakfast Club rules. You know what? Walter Main. Matthew Mullins. I'll get to Walter's questions in a few. What's your thoughts on a possible triple threat match between Orton, Bray, and Luke for the title? Last time Randy Orton competed in a triple threat match at WrestleMania against two guys that were trying to make a name for themselves, that were trying to get over in their own way. He won. They lost. They were buried. So I don't see anything different happening if that match happens this year at WrestleMania. You have Bray, the young champion, Harper, who's trying to get himself over, splitting up from the Wyatts. And you have Randy Orton. And like I mentioned with Orton's political skills, you know how it ends, folks. So if you were a Bray Wyatt fan or a Wyatt Family fan, I don't know why you would be happy with this situation, with this scenario. You know how the story ends. And I'm warning you now that the ending you're not going to like. Now, some of you may be saying, well, at least Bray went into WrestleMania as the world champion. For what? Just to lose it? Just to not establish him again? Just to bury him again? You may be happy that he's in the spot. You're not going to be happy with the result, I guarantee you. Who will be heading into Mania as women's champion on both Raw and SmackDown? Raw, Charlotte. Because Bayley won the title on Raw, which means Charlotte is obviously going to win it back on a pay-per-view. SmackDown, I really do not buy Naomi going into Mania as champion. Love Naomi to death. Think she's deserving of the title. I don't buy it. I don't. Will Hulk Hogan make his triumphant, not triumph, return at WrestleMania? No. Thank you. No thank you. Does Mullins have any other questions? Should Mania be held outside of the U.S.? It was outside of the U.S. twice. But if you mean outside of North America, London can work. London can work. I think London can work, but I don't know where else can work. I don't know. Maybe Mexico City, which will tie into a question later. But I don't know, honestly. Thoughts on WrestleMania 6, the main event title versus title, Hogan versus Warrior. Phenomenal. One of the greatest main events in history. It's a rare example of a babyface facing a babyface. It worked. It was actually the first example, going back to that face versus face thing, of where the crowd didn't know who they wanted to win. The crowd was split right down the middle. They chanted for Hogan. They chanted for Warrior. It just made the match feel even bigger and more special. And the action was great. The intensity, the volume of the crowd was great. The result was great. The match was great. How would you rate the WrestleMania 3, IC Championship match between Macho Man and Steamboat? Not Savage's best match, not Steamboat's best match. It's one of the all-time great WrestleMania matches, but I've seen better matches from both of them. I really have. What's the most underrated and overrated Mania match? Overrated! Rock Austin 17. Give it to me. Just let me have it. Let me hear it. Just say it. Whatever. It's that match. Underrated, you can look at matches like Jericho versus Christian, Jericho versus Michaels, Rhodes versus Mysterio from 27, Cena Batista from 26, I think was a bit underrated. Taker and maybe Taker and Sid from 13. That's just some of them. Greatest WrestleMania competitor in history. It's not Shawn Michaels. I don't care what you people say. In fact, I'm going to reword this question. Greatest WrestleMania competitor. The question is, or it should be, who is the real Mr. WrestleMania? The answer is The Undertaker. It's not Shawn Michaels. It is not Shawn Michaels. Phenomenal performer, great worker, has done some good, done a lot of good. He deserved the spots that he got, deserved the Hall of Fame, deserved everything. He does not deserve the title of Mr. WrestleMania, because only one man went undefeated at 20 WrestleManias, and that was The Undertaker. So there we go. Steve Collier, give me a promo better than Austin versus Rock. Next question. Walter Main, should Mania experiment with being a 2-day show? which will tie into Francesco Bruno's question, should Mania be an all-day event? 2-day show, absolutely not. All-day event, maybe. It technically already is an all-day event because there's coverage for it all day. And isn't it technically a week-long event? I mean, you have Access, you have the Hall of Fame, you have NXT, you have Mania, and then you have the Raw and apparently the SmackDown this year after Mania. Isn't it technically a week-long event? So, I don't know. These questions are kind of pointless because it's already a week-long event. So making it a 1-day event or a 2-day event, it's redundant. It's already a week. Should WWE do a Mania in Alaska? Next question. Would it be a good idea for WWE to try and get outside wrestlers to do one-offs for Mania to make it feel special? No. Don't they already have part-timers for that? And this is an example like I talked about with WrestleMania 31. WWE couldn't put Sting over, but they could put the UFC over. They had no issue putting Ronda Rousey and the UFC over, but they couldn't put Sting over. It's like the WWE supporting the UFC. It's like they're supporting their own competition. So, are you really going to bring these outside guys in? It's like the issue CM Punk had with part-timers. Are you really going to bring these outside guys in? Have them face your guys. Have them beat your guys. Have them get more attention than your guys. Have them get a crowd reaction bigger than your guys. Are you really going to do that? Some things to consider. Why hasn't WWE done a Mania in Mexico City? They should. Why not? Experiment with it. It's not like the time difference would be drastic. And I don't even think the time difference should be a big deal. You have the network for a reason. You can literally tape it and go back and watch it whenever. Or you can do what you did with Beast in the East and make it live, and then people can watch it later on. What the hell's the problem with that? Would Money in the Bank have been as successful if it hadn't started at WrestleMania? Yeah, I think it still would have gotten over. It's a match that still features flips, kicks, high spots, and everything else. So, yeah, it'll get over. It's going to get over whether it was at Mania or whether it started as its own show. Whatever. It was going to get over. How different would the landscape of wrestling be if the first WrestleMania flopped financially? Who knows if the wrestling business would even be around today? Who knows? That's a big coulda, or not, let me rephrase that. That's a big what if question. It's a tremendous question. And I can't give you an answer on it. The wrestling business would be drastically different. It would probably be non-existent, especially if the WWE didn't reach those nuclear heights that they reached. Like with WrestleMania 3 and with that episode of Saturday Night's Main Event where Hogan faced Andre in the rematch. Who knows? Honestly, who knows? There's more. Brett Litke. Could WrestleMania have been as successful if it was called Wrestling Maniacs? How come Chris Benoit isn't around anymore? Is there something I am missing? No. He's around. He's with Tupac in Cuba. Dylan Rumor, why is Christian versus Jericho one of the best mid-card matches? I don't know, and neither does the WWE apparently, because they refuse to talk about it. It's very underrated. WrestleMania 20 main event or WrestleMania 30 main event? Hmm. Damn. What a question. WrestleMania 20 or WrestleMania 30 from a main event standpoint? From a nostalgia perspective, WrestleMania 20. At the same time, though, I look at who won at WrestleMania 20, and it makes me lean towards WrestleMania 30. It really does. And it's really sad for me to say that because that was my first wrestling memory. It's my first one. And now it's ruined. It's gone. So yeah, I'm going to go WrestleMania 30. Do you think the WrestleMania 2000 main event would have been better if they had kept it... Wait. Do you think the WrestleMania 2000 main event would have been better if they kept Jericho in it rather than Foley? No. I think it would have been better as Triple H versus The Rock. Or the third match, Triple H Foley. I don't know why they did the retirement a month earlier. They could have did it there. But I would have preferred Triple H Rock or Triple H Foley. Anything other than what actually happened. I think there's a few more. Kevin Nguyen. How many times will Roman Reigns be mentioned on the show before his match actually starts? Too many. Francesco Bruno, should WrestleMania be an all-day event? Oh, wait, I answered that already. Are there any other questions? Oh, no, that's it. Okay. There we go. WrestleMania Q&A. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining me. I don't know why I said us. There's only me in the room. There's going to be another WrestleMania Q&A coming down the road. I'm going to try to keep this channel busy during WrestleMania season, no matter how much I don't want to see WrestleMania this year. But yeah, there you have it. See ya.